Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Happy Father's Day to the dads. And if you're a mom pulling double duty, I guess you get a happy Father's Day too. Coffee makes everything better. So if you haven't had coffee yet today, I'm going to just suggest that you pause the video and go and get coffee because, wow. We are going to start off with this book, Hacker's Rules for Writers, and we are going to look at Chapter 8. Chapter 8 is about clarity using active verbs, parallel ideas, needed words, right? Stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. And what I want you to pay attention to in the chapter are these little blue carroted areas. Because those are, of course, the questions that are on the quiz. We see this statement here: the goalie crouched low, reached out his stick, and sent the rebound away from the mouth of the net, which, Hacker says is boring. Now, at this point, some of you are probably panicking because some of you still don't have the book yet. That means you need to get the book. But a little help that I've put out here for you is on Wednesday. If you look, there's a cheat sheet and a PowerPoint presentation. So if you don't have the book yet, here is the PowerPoint presentation. Go ahead and download it. Once you have it downloaded, you can watch it as a PowerPoint presentation and go through your notes simultaneously and just flip-flop back and forth like this and just go, okay, clarity. Whoop. The goalie crouched low, reached out his stick, and sent the rebound away from the mouth of the net. And then it shows the corrections in blue, right? Reached, swept, sent, hooked. And if you look, in the book, they are the same corrections, swept and hooked. So you can either use the book or the PowerPoint presentation to fill out your cheat sheet. You might want to pause here for a drink of coffee, because wow. So what many of my students do at this point is go through and get the cheat sheet, which is here, and download this onto their computer or copy and paste it into Word. And what they do is just go through and make the corrections. For example, swept, reached, and sent, hooked. Right? And then they go through and save it and save all the corrections in preparation for taking the quiz. So they can just use this whole cheat sheet for the quiz, and they'll have the answers here. Now, if you have the book, it makes it a lot simpler where you can just copy it from the book. So when you think you're ready, you can go into the quiz that's due today at 11:59 and just click on the quiz and click take the quiz. And once you click an answer, you cannot go backwards to change it. So you won't be able to go back to view the previous question. So you want to make sure you take your time. It's not a race. I think you have 30 minutes to complete this. And I think there's only like 23 questions. And actually you have 25 minutes to complete it. And I think there's only 23 questions. So you'll look at question 1. The goalie crouched low, blanked out his stick, and blanked the rebound away from the mouth of the net. So what are the active verbs? And what many of my students do is they just toggle back and forth between either the cheat sheet or the PowerPoint presentation or their book. So I'm going to do this like I'm using the book. So here it is, the goalie crouched low. We changed reached to swept out his stick, and we changed sent to hooked, the rebound away from the mouth of the net, just to give it more active verbs. So looking at the question, the goalie crouched low, we want the correct one to be swept. This one has swept in it, and the second one is sent changed to hooked. So that's the correct answer, and click next. And then, for the rest of the questions, you would just copy it out of the book or some of my students use the PowerPoint presentation, but most students use their cheat sheet. So you can either use the book or the PowerPoint presentation to change your cheat sheet, and then you can just copy those answers from your cheat sheet to the quiz. Or, you know, like I said, many of my students just skip the middleman and all the extra work of having to go through the PowerPoint presentation and the cheat sheet and just go directly from the book. So here's number 2, use the active voice unless you have a really good reason for choosing the passive. And you look in the book, active is Hernando caught the fly ball, passive is the fly ball was caught by Hernando. So we see with question 2, right, use active voice unless you have a good reason for using the passive. We see that this sentence is structured in the passive voice. The fly ball was caught by Hernando. So how to fix it? The book says active, Hernando, the subject, caught the fly ball. So Hernando caught the fly ball. So hopefully this makes it really easy for you to do the quiz. Now, a note I just want to say, coffee makes everything better. So just because it's more important for me about learning than getting a specific grade, you can take the quiz as many times as you want to get the grade you want. As a matter of fact, if you take the quiz 3 times and your second grade is the highest and your third grade's lower, the quiz is going to keep your second grade, the higher grade. So getting good grades is important, but it's more important for me to let you try it as many times as you want, to learn as much as you can and get the best grade you possibly can. So you can do the quiz as many times as you want. Just be aware that once you put in an answer, you can't go back. And then tonight at 10:30, it'll show the correct answers, which you don't need because you have the PowerPoint presentation and your book, I hope, to see the correct answer. Whoops, I was wrong. The correct answers show at 11:30 tonight.